then what about how you store, eat extra
Yes,
virgin
I
olive
mean,
oil, and what do you do to preserve its
right.
freshness?
So we know there's three enemies to extra virgin olive oil: heat, oxygen, and light.
Mhm.
So if you have it in a dark container, doesn't see any light, and it's not front of the window where it gets the sun all day long, right? If it's in a cooler place in a pantry, and when you open it up, you want to use it. Some people goes, "Oh, this is so good," and they open it up, and then they use it sparingly. Well, once when you open the bottle, you need to finish it, because once when the oxygen start going in, it causes oxidation. And many olive bottles are not like ours that has a little bowl to close the
Right. We do a little bit to preserve the freshness
right,
by having a ball that seals when the bottle is sitting
right. A lot of
vertically
them
on the tin.
open, the
Right, exactly. Or they have a spout that,
right.
you can't seal up. I mean, the olive oil is still good. 2 to 4 months is not going to kill your extra virgin olive oil. The key is that the polyphenols and the health
It will
benefits
reduce.
start getting reduced. And, there's so much benefit to having that early harvest polyphenol content. Like Oro de Milas has a very high polyphenol content.
In European International Olive Oil Council says 250 and more
Right.
is good for
And
your
ours
health.
are routinely in the 6 to 700 range.
Right, right.
So, I mean, our polyphenol count from Oro de Milas is very high, but it's not bitter. It doesn't overwhelm the oil. Our oil is well balanced. But to the point about, if we store it and we don't use it, once we open that
Bottle,
cap and
yeah.
are using it, we're reducing the
Benefit,
efficiency
yeah.
and potency of the polyphenols based on the oxygen infiltration. So, it'll stay good for a few months if you want to do that, but the best benefits come from consuming it. I mean,
Yeah,
we
you
consume a
bought it
bottle
anyway. Right,
every couple of weeks. We're going through a bottle. I mean,
right.
or what did we say? I mean, on average, if you think about it in terms of, because one of the next questions has to do with cost, expensive Evo versus cheaper or less expensive Evo. We've calculated that if you spend $1 a day, or it costs you $1 a day if you consume a couple tablespoons of Oro de Milas, how much health benefit do you get from that? And that's like a
It's
month's worth of
it's
amazing
worth
medicine.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. But
You
so
can store it in the fridge, right?
yeah, you don't have to for your daily use, but if you just open a bottle and you're gonna go out of town for long time, couple months, yeah, then put them in a refrigerator.
You just have to put it back out in room temperature and let it
Yeah,
thaw.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't get freezer. Don't put them in a freezer. Anything, your glass gonna break in the freezer. Just put them in a refrigerator. That's fine if you're gonna go vacation for long term.
Right,
But other than that, if you're using them every day, just keep them in a dark place. Like pantry, there's no heat comes in.
right.
Don't leave it by your stove, next to your stove. When we're cooking, our oil right next to our stove, but don't leave it right there.
Yeah, the ambient heat will heat
Yeah.
that oil up. It does very quickly.
I mean, you can still use it afterwards, but like Mark was saying, you will lose the benefit of the why you bought that oil to begin with, anyway, right?
Absolutely.
So, is Evo expensive? Yes. Why?
Some
Because
Evos are expensive,
right, but real ones that high polyphenolic oils are
like Oro
expensive,
de Milos.
right? Because it's early harvest. When early harvest mean is olives are green, you need more olives to make a little oil. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only that, but because we harvest manually from the
And that
hillsides,
makes it harder.
and we have to use manual labor to harvest each tree, haul the carts down to the road, and then bring them into the mill. It's labor intensive and very expensive. We're not a factory operation. We don't have trees on the flat and go through with the machinery and equipment and auto harvest. Everything is by hand.
Yeah.
So to M&A's point, the fact that we do extra early harvest because we're very focused on very high phenolic, balanced with very strong aromas and flavors, which I think is a hallmark of Oro de Milas. Every year, our product we receive multiple awards internationally because we've consistently stayed with that product line, and our focus is only producing that level of quality, and it comes at a cost. We're a small boutique producer. We don't do mass production. We don't do late harvest. a lot of producers are trying to look for yield versus quality. And there's nothing wrong with yield, and olive oil is still the only oil you should use to cook with. So I'm not lambasting that there are less expensive oils out there. I still encourage people and consumers to choose olive oil over any other
Yeah,
oil.
even
But if you're going to choose an olive oil, and if you're going to spend money, because to me, spending money on food and what we consume is like the most important investment we can make in our health. Trying to go cheap because, and I understand everybody's working with a budget, but I'm sorry, it's decision making. Do I buy that $8
prioritizing.
frappuccino, or do I buy a bottle of wine that's I'm going to consume in a day, or do I buy a bottle of Eau de Milas extra virgin olive oil that's going to last me a month and I'm going to derive all these amazing health benefits? These are the decisions that consumers are challenged with these days, and there's so much cheap stuff out there, and it's easy to just, based on being on a budget, pick this product versus that product. But you need to make a decision, as we talked about earlier, lifestyle changes. If this is important to you and you want to be, changing how your health is going, and using better products, this is an investment. And so, yes, is it more expensive? Absolutely. Are there more expensive olive oils on the shelf? No question. But again, it's a conscious choice about a lifestyle change, and do you want to do something for your health?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So let's go to this one.
And a lot of questions have to do with acidity level, and how does acidity level equate to quality, and what should we look for, and what do most olive oils operate with? Standard for extra virgin olive oil is zero point 0.8 acidity, right?
Zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.8.
Right.
But the most important thing, not just the acid level, has to have zero defect. If you have an oil acid level 0.6 and has a defect, it's not an extra virgin anymore. Doesn't matter, it's less than zero point 0.8. So if you want to have an extra virgin olive oil, acid level zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.8 with zero defect, that's very important. Sometimes people goes, oh, my acid level is zero point 0.4, my oil extra virgin, but then when you taste, you feel the defect. That's not an extra virgin anymore because it's not zero defect.
Yeah.
That's very
Acidity
important.
is again, it's really important, and it's a quantifiable component of the testing that everybody goes through for their olive oil,
Right,
their
right,
extra virgin olive oil. The problem is, as she's described, defect is a subjective qualitative analysis component, and it's hard for the average consumer. Professional olive oil tasters know what the defects are and how to identify them in tasting, and that in and of itself would determine whether or no olive oil is extra virgin or not. So it's really hard because there are more quality markers. I absolutely agree. But one of the first things and the easiest things to do, and most good quality extra virgin producers, Eau de Milas being, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best that way. All of our test results are published on our website every year from every batch that we create each year, each harvest year. So it's really easy to test and look at that. And then we also post sensory analysis for our olive oil each year.
it shows the zero defect.
Right, shows the zero defect. So that's the best way. Consumers, I think, would be challenged to find those defects on themselves unless they have an educated palate. I mean, some things are pretty easy to check. If it smells winey, it's probably defective. But other than that, it's best to go to the websites for those individual extra virgin olive oils and see what they've posted on their
Right.
qualitative analysis for their products.
Right.
So our olive oils, or the Milas extra virgin olive oil, acidity levels are usually in the what range? 0.2,
No, point, additionally was 0.18.
0.18.
And it's posted in our website.
Yeah. So I mean, our olive oils targets are amazingly stringent and important to us, and year after year, Order de Mila seems to be able to hit those target ranges pretty successfully, and
Yeah.
it translates into a better quality extra virgin olive
Yeah,
oil.
because we pay attention, the timing we pick up, how fast we mail it, how we store it. I mean, all this
All the
process
factors.
affects the outcome, right? Because when you send your product to the lab to get analysis, everything is already done. So, but if you skip any of the process, you're gonna have a bad olive oil. So we try to focus on every step from orchards to the tanking level, and even bottling level, right? So you have to think of all the things what we can do to maintain. Not just you can make a really awesome quality olive oil, but you can ruin it as you tank it or you bottle it.
Well, as you process it, I mean, we
Yeah.
clean our equipment nightly.
Every day.
A lot of producers and millers, they just do it at the beginning of the season and leave it and let it go throughout the whole season. So for us, the difference is we want to start each day fresh. And so we clean every night. The next morning, everything is fresh and ready for that day's harvest. And I think it translates. So, one of the biggest hallmarks of extra virgin olive oil that everybody can relate to, and I think it's a universal, is that extra virgin olive oil is associated with the Mediterranean diet. And the Mediterranean diet has, been promulgated as this highest level of healthy lifestyle. And there's a lot of truth to that. But again, without extra virgin olive oil, you're not making the best choices as far as that diet. And it's not just diet, it's lifestyle. It's kind of all wrapped in together.
Right.
We truly believe that, fresh foods, not processed foods, good extra virgin olive oil like Oro de Milas, and lifestyle like diet and exercise, all coupled together, are the key. And if you make that kind of lifestyle change, I think you're going to see the amazing changes in the health benefit. But Mediterranean diet does incorporate a lot of the basic food groups that,
Right.
everybody should be consuming a lot more of. And less carbs, more protein, good fats,
Right.
just a balanced diet.
And some activity. You have to add some activity
Yeah.
in your life.
Consistent activity for sure.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of Europeans or people walk to the places. They don't just drive or they use bikes. If you don't have too much physical activity, I mean, your diet will help you some, but you're not going to get your optimum wellness.
Well, interestingly, you say that, and I'm thinking about, like in most European cities and in Turkey as well, most of the small towns and villages, people walk everywhere. You look around our town here, people don't walk, they drive. They're going to go a quarter mile, they're going to get in their car and drive. Yeah. People walk to the market, they walk home from the market, they go to their neighborhood cafes, they don't use mechanical means to get around. And I think that translates huge. What did you tell me one time? It's diet is 20% and exercise is 80% of it.
No, diet is 80%.
80. Sorry.
Exercise 20%.
Yeah, sorry. I knew it was one of those ratios. But that's an important component of it for sure.
Yeah.
And then we get into this discussion all the time about which is the best olive oil, which country: Italy, Spain, Greece, Turkey, Morocco, Tunisia. United States. The bottom line is every country produces amazing,
really good quality oil.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Oro de Milas is the best, but people have told me I'm biased, so unfortunately.
I know. But every country has different cultivars, and it speaks the taste and smell, speaks to people differently. It's really personal choices. But all these countries we just count, they all make really high quality oil.
Yeah, there are producers that have the same
mission like we do.
Exactly, and I mean even the big bulk producers, if they're following the standards and requirements, their oil is not bad. It's just there's a decision as to what you're looking for, and for us, it's culinary as well as nutritional benefits at the highest level. And Oro de Milas meets that.
Yeah, I hope we answered most of the common questions for you all. And we'd love for you guys to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Send us questions. We are looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Oro de Milas.
One more time. Oro de Milas.
Oro de Milas, yes.